Good morning, guys. Happy Tuesday. I have an awesome video topic for us today. It's something that comes up for new coaches and my clients all the time, and that's talking about confidence, especially confidence having to do with being a coach, starting your business, and it's really like a huge thing that comes up for people. And it's something that came up for me too, and something that has been kind of an ongoing challenge, or I should say like learning opportunity, as far as this piece really around our confidence and, how do we build confidence? How do you become more confident? This is something that most people want, right? We want to feel really confident in ourselves and our abilities and what we can do. And it's definitely something that I see that a lot of my clients really struggle with, especially when it comes to doing something new and challenging, like starting a business. And so I want to talk about that. I want to give you guys some tips for actually building your confidence and what really works, what doesn't. Yeah, Maggie's saying one of the reasons she hired me, to work on confidence. Like, it's such a big piece of the puzzle as far as starting a business. And if it wasn't challenging to start a business and it didn't take confidence, like, everyone would do it, because there's a lot of really amazing things that go along with having a business. But that being said, like, it's not necessarily easy, and it does take a lot of, I would say, like, grit and confidence. So I want to talk about that and give you guys some tips. Truly, I have built so much confidence through starting my business, but it has like rippled out into all areas of my life. And I've even been seeing that lately. Hey, Savannah. Good morning. I've been seeing it lately, especially like in my social life and like interactions with people. And a lot of times, like when I'm out doing things, like I just meet people a lot easier and I get people's numbers and like connections. And it's just like, it's been pretty awesome, because in the past, really, I think I didn't really have the confidence to really put myself out there in that way. And now it's just kind of become like natural and easy. So for a long time, I really saw myself as like, kind of labeled myself as an introvert, which I still think I am. But I'm still able to really like put myself out there and not, I think, kind of get caught up in using that as a label or an excuse to, not get visible and do the things that I really want to be doing. So what happens when we're starting a business is really like the biggest things that I see come up for people is thinking like, I don't know enough. I can't help people get results. I'm not good at business stuff. I'm not good at marketing or social media. I'm too introverted or shy, so I'm not good at putting myself out there or marketing or sales. Like, I don't want to be salesy. I'm not perfect myself, so how can I help other people? Or like, who am I to help other people when I'm not perfect? What are some of the other things? I don't have like a good offer, or I'm not as good as other people. Those are some of the other big things that I see coming up for people. So these are all like thoughts that we're thinking. And if you're a new coach, you can probably relate to a lot of those, if not all of them. I hear them all the time, so I feel pretty sure, or should I say pretty confident, that a lot of people have these things pop up. And so what kind of are the things that we get stuck in when this is going on? And let me know if you guys can relate to any of those thoughts. But the things that I see, kind of like the habits or the behaviors that I see that we get stuck in when we're having those thoughts, is perfectionism, procrastination, kind of like confusion, or kind of staying in this place of confusion, or getting ready or waiting, and kind of like these, like a tendency to hide, kind of goes with like that waiting and getting ready, like kind of doing things behind the scenes, but not really getting yourself out there. Comparison, this is a huge one. Really has been such a big one in my life, and I think especially if you're starting a business and an online business, like we can see what everyone else is doing. And so it can be really easy to get stuck in this comparison trap, looking at what other people are doing, like where they're in their business, what kind of results they're getting, and comparing yourself to those people. And a lot of times, I know what would happen for me is that Savannah, I've been guilty of all of that this weekend and this week. Yeah, I mean, the good thing is, like, I think all of us do this. Like, it's like human behavior. It's very natural to fall into these tendencies. But the thing is, like, number one is recognizing it, because anything that you can recognize and that you can see, then you're stepping away from the behavior and you're becoming like an observer of it, as opposed to like getting caught up in it and not being aware of what's going on. So there's so much power into that. So it's good just to even to see that and to be aware of it. There's really like, that's where all change starts, is being able to see something clearly and being aware of it. So it's okay to be in that spot. So as I was talking about comparison, like how that would show up for me a lot of times was, and I've talked quite a bit about this because it was such a big thing for me, with that I had like this big inferiority complex. And that can really happen with comparison and looking at what everyone else is doing. And truly, we're only seeing like a little tiny piece of everyone else and their story and what's going on for them. And a lot of times we're comparing it to ourselves and like our struggles and what we're having a hard time with, and end up like putting ourselves like under all those people in some way, like we're less than or not as good as those people, or inferior than other people, other coaches, whoever it is that you find yourself comparing yourself to. And really that can like kind of become like this complex. I know it was for me for a long time, and truly the thing that really changed that for me was starting my business. And I'm going to go through the steps about building your confidence, and you'll see why that is, because it's such a big part of the process. Another thing that people get stuck in is excuses. So if we feel like we're lacking confidence and we're having these thoughts about not being good enough or not knowing enough, and not having enough certifications, like all those things, a lot of times what comes up is we'll have all these excuses, like I'm too busy, I don't have time, I can't do it because of my kids, I can't do it because of my partner, my spouse, whatever it is. Like we come up with all these excuses. It's not the right time, and that can really hold us back as well. So like I said, like the first thing is to really like step back for yourself and be like, hey, like is this going on for me? Is this showing up for me? And being aware of that, because that's going to allow you to change it. And that, like I said, you're stepping away from being caught into the drama of it, and you're looking at it as the observer, which is where all your power lies. And so I want to talk about like, for a lot of us, like we kind of think that maybe like confidence is something that some people have and some people don't. And we're like, how do you get more confidence? Why is that person confident and I'm not confident? Like, what's going on? Like, how do you build more confidence? And I think it's kind of confusing. Maggie, I love that so much. So a flower does not compare itself to the flower next to it. It just blooms. And that's so true. Like, the whole comparison piece is such a big piece. And I think a huge part of the confidence issue, because if you just do your own thing and you're happy just being you, doing your thing, and wherever you're at, and you're not comparing yourself to anyone else or what anyone else is doing, it becomes such a different way of looking at things in our mind. Because a lot of times why we're not feeling good about ourselves or about where we're at or what we're doing is because we're comparing it to other people. And if you just let that go and are just really life is just all about being your own best self, creating your own best life. It has nothing to do with what anyone else is doing. And when you start to recognize that and see that, and you can let go of this comparison piece, like it just, it's super freeing. And so I think once again, like that goes back to awareness. And Maggie, that's such a good, powerful point. But yeah, if you can be really aware around it and aware when you're comparing yourself, like that's going to change things for you. So going back to like, how do you build the confidence? And the thing about building confidence is it's an active process, and it really happens through taking action. And I think that's really important to know, because for a lot of us, we're like, oh, I'm going to build confidence through learning more and reading more and, going to more trainings or getting more certifications, or just sitting here and meditating and working on my mindset. And the thing is, like, that stuff is all good, but it does not build your confidence. Confidence comes through taking action. And so I want to give you kind of like the exact steps and break it down a little bit so you better understand that. But I think it's such an important piece to understand that confidence comes through taking action. And then the other thing, like letting go of the comparison. So I'd say kind of like the groundwork is letting go of the comparison, being authentic, and being yourself. Like that is number one, and being okay with who you are. And that's kind of like setting the groundwork. But as far as like taking that action to actually build your confidence, and there's kind of two pieces too. So there's the piece of kind of like self-confidence, which is our confidence in ourself and our abilities and who we are. And that really goes back to that authenticity piece and letting go of the comparison, just being you, like knowing that you're an amazing person, you have something great to offer. But then there's also like confidence in our abilities to do something. And so self-confidence is kind of like that underlying, I think they're both very related, but self-confidence is that underlying like confidence in ourself and who we are. And then when it comes to like starting our business and being a coach, that confidence is kind of confidence in an ability. So it's like building on top of that confidence. And so one of the biggest things that really is essential to building your confidence is to actually to commit to things, to be willing to do things you haven't done, to try new things, to set goals, and not just set goals, but really like the commitment piece is that important piece. Like, I'm going to commit to doing something, or I'm going to commit to like doing this thing. And the reason why this is so important is because we do not build confidence by continuing to do what we've been doing every day and by doing things that are comfortable for us and just kind of staying where we're at. The only way to really build your confidence is to do new things, to try new things, to follow your heart, to follow your desires, and to start doing those things, committing to doing them. So instead of just looking at that like, it would be nice if I had my own business. It would be nice if I were making more money. It would be nice if I was doing work that I was super passionate about and using these skills and my own experience to help people better their lives. Like, we can sit there and say it would be nice to do all these things and not do anything about it. So it's really going and being like, I'm going to make the commitment to build a business that I really love and to make the money that I want to be making and to have the freedom that I really want in my life. And so making that commitment, that's like a really important piece. And that's a commitment to yourself. And to know that that's like okay and that's good. And it's not necessarily bad to stay like in our comfort zone, but that isn't how you build your confidence, and it isn't how you grow, and it isn't how you transform. We have to step outside of that and do the things that frighten us, do the things that scare us, in order to really build that confidence. So it's a lot like going to the gym and working out. Like, you don't build up your muscles by looking at the weights and being like, hey, it would be nice if I had bigger muscles and I was more fit and I lost weight. Like, you actually have to go and you have to practice it and you have to do it. And so it's just like that. Hey, Donna, good morning. It's so nice to see you. How are you this morning? So committing to the things, and this means not, I hope that one day I'm going to start a business. I hope that one day I will, have my own business or have more freedom or have more money. It's a commitment, like I will do it. And that's the thing, like hope and try sound like nice words. I hope this is going to happen. I hope one day I'm going to have my business. I'm going to try to get clients. I'm going to try to start a business. But those words are not you taking responsibility. It's you putting responsibility on, I would say almost like fully on the universe. And the universe has our back and it's going to help us, or God, or whatever words you want to use. But you're responsible for your part of it. And so I would really say, like, be aware of what you're saying. And if you're really putting things on like, oh, I hope or I try to do something, change that perspective and change those words you're using. Instead say, I can, I will. And it really changes things for you. Hey, Rochelle, so nice to see you this morning. Hey, Samaya, agree. I love it. So take responsibility, and get rid of words like hope and try, which can sound pretty and nice, but they're you giving away your, I would say you giving away your control. And this is the thing, like for a lot of us, it can almost be scary to know like that we're the creator of our life, right? Like we're the creator of our experiences, because that's a lot of responsibility. And so we almost don't want to step into being that creator. We want to like give it away, and we're like, oh, like that's scary. What if I mess up or I don't do the right thing? Or that's a lot of responsibility. But when you own that and you're like, I am responsible for my life. I am responsible for my experiences. I'm responsible for the work that I'm doing in the world and the money that I make. Like we are responsible for that ourselves. And so when you step into that and you own it, that's where your power lies, because then you have the power to change it and to make those changes, which is so cool. So this means setting big goals for yourself. Like it's okay to set big goals. It's okay to be a big dreamer, to have a big vision, to like have these things that you really want to do. I mean, I know even when I was in chiropractic school, I was getting close towards graduating. I was like, oh God, like I really want to have a business where obviously for a chiropractor, you're kind of working out of an office and it's like that typical job. And I was like, I really want to have freedom and flexibility in my life and be able to travel and all these things. And I remember, I think it was one of my friends, and they were like, yeah, keep dreaming or whatever. Like, yeah, let me know when you figure that out. And the thing is, like, I did figure it out. So it's good, and it's okay to like have these big dreams and these visions for ourselves, and to actually like go after and make them happen. And by doing that, we're facing these bigger fears. Like by doing that, for me, it brought up tons of fears. It has brought up like all these fears, like what am I capable of? What can I do? What is possible for me? Who am I to do these things? Am I good enough? Like all these fears like kind of got thrown in my face, and I had to face all of those. And so that's why a lot of us don't want to commit to these big goals, that we don't want to commit to starting our business. We're like, I hope I'm going to do it. I'm going to try to do it. Because it doesn't feel as, it doesn't bring up the fears in the same way that if you're like committing, like I'm going to do it, that it totally changes the game for you. Like if you decide something, you will make it happen. So let go of hoping and trying and wishing and hoping and trying, and just commit to it and say, I will, and I can, and it will change the game for you. And be willing to set those big goals. How much money, a lot of times I ask people, how much money do you want to be making in your business per month? A lot of people are like, I haven't even thought about that. Like, you haven't thought about that? Like, you're wanting to start a business. Like, think about it. Like, how much money do you want to make per month? Like, what kind of life do you want to be living? What kind of experiences do you want to have? Like, do you want to have the money to buy like organic food and to go and get a massage, weekly or monthly or whatever it is, and have that flexibility to do those things, because then that makes a difference in how much money you want to be making. So Donna, what you're saying. Yeah, I think sometimes we get in our own way. Like, we're the only thing that gets in our way is really what it comes down to. Like, we're the only thing that gets in our own way. So yes, absolutely, that's true. Maggie, I love it. 100% committed. You are creating your business. Like, yeah, that's what it takes. So, okay. So when you commit to doing these things, you're going to feel the fear. Like, that's just the way it is. Like, know that's going to happen. And you can know, like, that isn't a bad thing. That actually is a good thing, because by feeling the fear and facing our fears, that's how we're going to build up that confidence. And so we, a lot of times, like, see fear as being like this bad thing that we need to run away from. But instead, if we can look at fear and see it as a doorway for transformation, a doorway for growth, and for building up our confidence, that totally changes things, because that is what it is. Fear either can become this wall that stops us from being the person and living the life that we want to be living, and really stepping into our highest version of ourselves, and creating that amazing life that most of us know that we're, like, deep down, most of us know we're capable of it. And we really desire it and deserve it. But a lot of times the thing is, like, when we say that, when we say we want all these amazing things, it brings up this fear, the fear of we can't make it happen, or what if I fail, or what if it's not possible for me? So instead, what we do is we fail ahead of time, and we're just like, I'm not even going to try it, because what if I fail? And so we're failing by default without even giving ourselves a chance. And so I think it's really good to, like, be aware of that and how our mind works. And your mind is an amazing tool, and really, like, what it wants to do is keep you safe. So it's always going to bring up these fears when you're thinking about doing new things, or changing, or doing things that are risky. And risky, all that means is just, like, it's new and you don't know exactly how everything's going to work out, which anytime something is new, that's going to be the case. And so your brain always just doesn't want you to do those things, because it likes to run on autopilot. It likes you to do the same thing every day, because that's how the brain is just programmed. So we have to kind of, like, step outside of that programming when we want to start making change in our life and creating the things that we want, and know that that's going to bring up those fears, and just be okay with that. Don't see it as being bad. Actually look at it as an opportunity. So that's going to really change things for you. So number 2. So number 1 was, like, committing to those things, get rid of hope and try, instead say I can and I will. Yeah. So Maya, absolutely, hope and try has an option to fail. If you commit, you're going to do it. It's a game changer. So then the next step is building courage, which means facing those fears, being willing to walk through the fear and overcome those fears, and using that I can and that I will. So by committing to something and actually doing it, that's how we build our courage muscle. And then taking action. So actually seeing the fears that are going to pop up for us and continuing to take action anyways. And instead of it being that wall that you run away from, or that you're not willing to face, going through the doorway of those fears. And that is going to build up your capabilities, your abilities. You're going to see, like, I can do these things. I am capable of helping people and helping them get amazing results in their lives. I am capable of creating amazing content and videos, and interacting with people and running a business. Like, I knew nothing about running a business when I was getting started, or marketing, or any of that. And I was like, I'm not good at that kind of stuff. Like, I didn't even, like, I'm not that creative, like, all these different, like, silly stories in my head. And then I just started doing it and taking action towards it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can do these things. Like, people are actually interested in what I have to say. I am really helping people. I am making a big impact in the world, and starting it was only through taking action that I was able to see those things. And I started to build up my capabilities. I started to be more creative, be a better writer, be able to do videos. Like, I can't even tell you how scared I was of doing videos before I started doing them. But had I not taken action and done any of those things, I would still be in a place of where I'm just sitting there and looking at these things and like, oh, they're so scary, but not doing anything to actually move forward. And so I think you can look at it and like you have those two options in your life, right? Like you have the option of looking at all the amazing things that are available to you and that you want and that you could create, and just looking at them, but also looking at the fear that goes along with those things that you're gonna have to face, and just be like, you know, I'm not willing to face that fear. Like, I'd rather just stay where I'm at and stay kind of doing what I've always been doing instead of facing that fear. Or you can look and say, okay, like I want all these amazing things in my life and I want to have this amazing business, and I have all these fears that are kind of like standing between me and those things. And I'm going to walk through those fears and face those fears so that I can have all those amazing things. And through that process, I am going to become a more amazing version of myself, and I'm going to build my confidence and my capabilities, and you know, show myself and other people like what I'm capable of and what is possible for me. And so we have those two options. And so, you know, taking action, going towards the things that you want, facing those fears, that's really how you build up that confidence. And I think it's amazing, super powerful process, and it literally changes your whole life. And it's why I do what I do. And I mean, my group name is Business and Confidence Boost for Health Coaches. Like, the confidence piece has been so huge for me. And really it's been through the process of going through and starting my business, facing all those fears that came up for me. The fears that I was talking about in the beginning of this video about, you know, who am I? I don't know how to start a business. I'm not good enough. I don't have the certifications, blah, blah, blah. Like all that stuff, and facing those fears and doing it anyways, that I've just built so much more confidence in who I am and what I'm capable of. And it's really rippled out into all areas of my life and changed things so much for me. Like I mean, I can't even tell you, I'm just so grateful for it. And it hasn't been easy. It's been hard. It's been hard, but it's been so worth it. And so I would say to anyone who's wanting to start a business, that to use it as that doorway for transformation for yourself. And that I think it's such an amazing opportunity to really step into being your most confident self and your best version of yourself, and to do like amazing work in the world as well. Like, by you doing that, and by you becoming more confident, and by you going after the things you really want, you're showing other people that they can do it too, and you're giving them permission or inspiring them to do it as well. And so it's just so cool. And I think it's a ripple effect. So all of us are having an impact on everyone around us. And, you know, just knowing that you can do these things and face them, you build up this confidence for everything. So if you're able to do it in one part of your life, you're able to do it in all areas of your life. Like, all areas of your life are connected. So you go and you start this business, then you're like, oh, well, I can do this in my health. I could do it with my weight. I could do it in my relationships. You know, it's the same thing. It's just about facing those fears and taking action in all areas of our life. And so it's such an amazing ability to have, and to know, like, it's really like the confidence to be able to face anything that comes your way. So there's going to be ongoing challenges in having a business. Like, I have challenges that pop up like pretty much every day in my business, and I just know like I can handle them. I can face them. Like, it's fine. Like, I've gone through and I've done all these other things and I've faced these other challenges, and so it's like not that big of a deal. And that's really what like true confidence is. Like, you can handle anything that gets thrown your way, and it's not going to derail you. It's not going to like make you curl up and cry on the floor and like you know, totally like ruin your life or make you be a failure. Like, no, it's just part of life. Like life is all about like facing these challenges, moving through them, facing the fears, and not letting that stop you, and continuing to grow and transform. And through doing that process, like, I just think your life gets so much more amazing. So it's totally worth it. Let me see if I have anything else I want to add, but let me know if you guys have any questions about that. Anything that's like really resonating with you. Yeah, I think I covered everything. But so, I mean, the biggest message I would say is to know that challenges that come with starting your business, the challenge of starting your business, like, it is a good thing, because it's going to help you build your confidence, and it's going to help you build your capabilities, like really your capabilities to handle things. And so it's just going to enhance and enrich all areas of your life, and to, instead of seeing challenges as bad, or seeing failures as bad and mistakes as bad, like, just to see them as like these great, amazing learning opportunities that help you grow. I think that's like the biggest thing that I would say. Yeah, resilience and confidence. And I always like to say, like, grit. You got to get gritty, right? So grit is like the ability to handle anything that comes your way, and to not give up, and to, go running the other way, but to just be like, I can do this. And, building that is really like what helps you get through life, because life is all about facing all these challenges. Like, life isn't smooth sailing. It's not meant to be. Like, we get the good and the bad, and that's what gives us the contrast of life, and the experience, and we came for the experience. Life is what it is. There's the good, the bad, the challenging, the easy, the happy, the sad. Like, it's all about the contrast. It really is, and that's what creates life. And it isn't bad. It's our opportunity for growth, which is what I believe we're all here for, is to grow and expand, and to really get the full experience of life. And so when you can take action and start to build up that muscle, you become able to handle better everything that comes your way. And instead of it totally derailing you and making you, doubt yourself and everything, like, instead, you're just like, bring it world, like, bring it universe, like, give me those challenges, like, I can handle them. And, by doing that, I'm just going to become all that more amazing at, handling life and going through whatever comes my way. Yes. Awesome. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you find yourself like really struggling with confidence and knowing what steps to take when it comes to building your business, and you end up spinning your wheels and then doubting yourself and getting stuck in this whole cycle, like, I would love to help you. Like, helping with confidence and knowing exactly what steps to take in your business is the thing that gets me most excited, because of the learning opportunity that is there, and the growth opportunity that I believe that starting your business is. It's the thing that has changed my life the most. It's why I'm so passionate about helping other people do it. And so if you're interested in getting support with that, I'd love to invite you to a free call with me. It's a business breakthrough call. We go through and we'll get, clear on exactly what steps you need to be taking, clear on like where maybe self-doubt is really holding you back, and really getting clear on your vision as far as moving forward, so you know what it is that you are wanting to create and what that looks like. So clarity really helps as far as being able to move forward as well. So if you're interested in that, I'll put a link around this video. Just click on it. You can sign up. I'd love to speak with you. I'd love to help you moving forward and feeling super confident in what you have to offer, because all of you. So this is something I want to mention too. So the other day I was talking to my clients, and we do group calls. I love them. They're amazing. And everyone I work with is just so awesome. And I can see like that all my clients are so amazing and have such great things to offer. But what happens for us and ourselves is a lot of times we are so doubtful of ourselves and so hard on ourselves, and we're like, oh, I'm not good enough and all these things. But we can all look at each other and be like, I know you'd be an amazing coach. Like, I know you make amazing content and are such, an inspiring person. And so we can look and we can see this so much easier in other people than we can see it in ourselves. And so I was telling like all my clients, like, look around at everyone else and you're like, oh yeah, like she would be an amazing coach. Like, she has amazing stuff to offer. Like, she's so great. And then we look at ourselves and we're like, oh, I'm not good enough. And you know, all these things. And so start like noticing like how hard you are on yourselves. And that kind of comes back to that really, you know, inferiority complex and like, oh, I'm not good enough, but I look at other people and I can see like their talents. Like, start to see that in yourself, like your talents, your gifts, like how amazing you are. And it's going to totally change things for you. Because for a lot of us, especially those of us who are coaches, we're really good at seeing it in other people, but we're not good at seeing it in ourselves. So start to like look within and recognize that within yourself. It's really going to change things for you. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, Rochelle's saying, needing to trust that challenge does not equal I made a bad choice. It is so true. Like, challenges are good things. And if you aren't feeling challenged in your life, it means you're not trying anything new and you're not growing, you're not expanding. Like, life should feel challenging if you're wanting to grow and expand and see what you're capable of. If you don't care about that and you just kind of want to do your thing and, you know, that's fine. That's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But that's your path and that's your choice. But challenges are not a bad thing. They're a good thing. They're an amazing learning opportunity, and they help you build, you know, your character, your confidence, your grit. So, Donna, what were you saying? Excited for you to launch your website, Donna. Amazing. And you're so welcome for the videos. Yeah, you can totally do it. All of you guys can. Like, if you're being called to be a coach, like, it's something that you're meant to do. Absolutely. And it's possible for you. It's 100% possible for you. And the biggest thing is just believing in yourself, making that commitment, and then continuing to take action to make it happen. So you all are capable of that 100%. And I believe it. And I always look at it like all my clients, I'm like, you guys are so amazing. Like, you have no idea. And I get so excited. So see that in yourself because it's there. It's there. We just get really focused on the negatives. So start to look at all the positive things in yourself. So I think that's what I had for you guys for today. So, if you guys have any questions, if you catch the replay and you have any questions, or find any areas where you're getting really stuck with your confidence, let me know. Yes, awesome, Maggie. Maggie's rocking it. And yeah, I'm so excited for all you're doing, Maggie. So, but if you guys have any questions, let me know. If you catch the replay and have questions, let me know. And if you're interested in booking a call with me and really working through the confidence piece and knowing exactly what actions to be taking in your business, sign up for a call. Like I said, I'll put the link right around the video, and I'd love to talk to you about it because it's 100% possible for you. And it's just a matter of taking action and moving forward. So, all right, guys, I hope you had an amazing day. I love talking about this stuff. So confidence is such a huge thing, and it's such a game changer in your business and in your life. And, you know, coaches need coaches too. Like, absolutely, Donna. I am almost always working with a coach myself. I was talking to a potential client the other day, and she's like, do you work with a coach? I was like, yes, I do. And I was like, wait a minute, I actually have like 3 coaches right now. So I have a coach like for business, I have a life coach, and I'm working with a health coach right now. So go figure. So I 100% believe in coaching. I think it's like the most amazing thing you could ever invest your money in, and it's why I stand behind it 100%. So you know, coaching is awesome. It just is. And, you know, so that's the thing too. Like, if you believe in coaching, like, you should be willing to be coached yourself too. Because it helps you really understand the process. And I think, you know, stand behind the fact that it is something that you believe in. And if you're wanting people to coach with you, like, you're willing to be coached as well, and invest in that too. So I think that's an amazing thing to do. And it just helps. It helps to be able to see things more clearly, because we don't always see ourselves clearly. So, all right, guys, thanks so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing rest of the week. Any questions, let me know, and I will talk to all you guys soon. Bye, guys.